let's start with Jason. Jason didn't have as much, I think, of a role to play. I mean, he does have an important role. He's one of the 7 fighting against the giants at Athens. But compared to like Leo, Nico, Piper, and Reyna, his role doesn't seem as big. And I think that was important to see because it showed that Jason learned that he doesn't have to be in control of everything. He doesn't have to leave everyone. He doesn't have to do the sacrificing. He could just be fine with playing his small role, not having to have the big role. And then also in the beginning of the book, almost dying already. Like, seriously, Rick Riordan, you had to throw that in there? With, oh my goodness, that had me worried for a while. Him getting stabbed by the Imperial Gold, I think it was. And him just not healing. And I was just like, oh my god, it's happening already. He's already gonna kill someone off. But thankfully that did not happen. But actually, throughout the book, I had a couple run-ins with that. I think, I thought for a while that Percy was gonna die, and that was for no reason. I think that was when, Percy, Leo, Hazel, and Frank were going to get Nike. I just, for some reason, got the sudden thought that Percy was gonna die during that. And then, Annabeth, when they were trying to get the chained statue of Ares, I thought she was gonna die. And just a whole bunch of instances where I thought people were gonna die, which did not make me a happy camper. Camper. Hazel and Frank, they really didn't have a huge role in this. They even had a lesser role than Jason, I think. But they, of course, they were still important, like I said before, but the only thing that they really did was that they helped Percy and Leo with Nike, and then they helped Leo with his master plan of sacrificing himself. But other than that, they didn't really have as big of a role than they've had, I think, in the other books. I mean, especially Hazel, she had a huge, well, actually, no, Frank had his moments too in House of Hades. They both were important people, leaders in House of Hades, and we didn't see that as much in the Blood of Olympus. Now to Percy and Annabeth. Holy crap, I'm so glad after all they've been through that nothing really bad happened to them in Blood of Olympus. Thank you, Rick. Thank you so much. But yeah, the one thing about those two, the Blood of Olympus, of course, this was the whole really thing throughout the whole series, that in order for Gaia to manifest, she needed the blood of 2 demigods. And throughout the whole series, we kind of figured it was going to be Annabeth and Percy. That was who she wanted the most to give their blood. Now, when I was picturing this, I pictured that it meant that they had to literally both be completely drained of their blood. But in reality, all Gaia needed to manifest was a little cut from Annabeth's thigh, and then 1 drop of blood from Percy's bloody nose. Really, really, that's all she needed. Really. Like, honestly, I was picturing it to be so much worse than it actually turned out to be. Just honestly, this is my reaction. Ugh. But anyway, also, when I had first opened the book and I saw that they didn't have a perspective, I was so angry. I missed seeing stuff from Percy's view, and then it was nice seeing stuff from Annabeth point of view. So that also gave me a hint that I thought that they might die in the book, because, I mean, it's very rare to get perspectives from people who end up dying in the book. But, yeah, anyway. Also, I just found it so adorable that at the end of the book, when everything was done, the Romans and Greeks made peace, Gaia was back asleep, like completely destroyed like Uranus was, that they actually are going to go to school together. Like they're gonna have their senior year in New York, and then they're gonna go to college in New Rome, and then after that live in New Rome. That was just the perfect thing. I think they really need it. They need a break. They've been through so much within the 2 series. They honestly, I think everybody would have been angry at Uncle Rick had he not given them at least the potential of having a good future. And I think how he wrote that in, it was great. It lets us know that most likely they are going to have an easy life, or at least easier than it's been so far, which I love that. Just Coach Hedge, he's a father now, and I think throughout the last 2 books of the series, it was nice seeing him not just being like the cutthroat martial arts dude who wants to fight and kill everything. I thought that was great. And then he called his son Chuck. Really, Coach Hedge? You named him after Chuck Norris? Really? We all know you like fighting and that kind of stuff, but really, was it necessary to go that far? Well, I guess I can't complain, because my kids, they'll be named after all the different characters of my fandom, so I guess I'm not one to talk. And then Octavian. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. I mean, I guess it's kind of mean of me to be enjoying his death so much, but honestly, I wanted him dead. There was no one in the series more that I wanted to die than Octavian, and that's counting both the Percy Jackson and the Olympians and Heroes of Olympus. I hated him. He was... But I guess in the end, he had good intentions because he wanted to take out Gaia, and that's how he ended up dying. He sacrificed himself to get rid of her, although Leo already had that handled. He kind of just added more flame to the fire. Another good joke by me. But yeah, he deserved to go. And I was just happy when Apollo's, like, he totally didn't, like, having, I guess, claimed, I don't know how you would say it, claimed Octavian. So that was just great.